Yo, what's up, man? It's your boy Cal coming in with a hot one, another one, man. And on this one, I'm gonna show y'all my first sorcerer build in Diablo 4. I come from a whole different game called the Division 2, and I cover other games like Tactics Ogre, which is an RPG game. So I basically cover like RPG type of game, looter shooters like Outriders. So I'm gonna just try this because I like this game. This game's pretty dope, man. Diablo, I loving it. There's a couple of things last season. Well, not really last season because I was like the beginning. This is the first season, season one, but basically season zero, which is what I'm gonna call it. It was a little harder. I'm not even gonna front. So this season they buffed like the sorcerer. They buffed a lot of skills. They added a malignant hearts, and one of the malignant hearts was I use in this build. The barber is OP. I'm talking about, oh my god, this thing hit hard. As you can see in the build, I'm utilizing thunder. I mean, I said thunder. You hear me? I'm utilizing lightning and fire, like Saint Elmo. That's why I call the build the Saint Elmo's build. You know what I'm saying? So basically, in this build right here, I have a ton of survivability. I have some attack power. I can make it stronger, but like I said, I'm level 79. I'm still working my character. So, anyways, man, let me show y'all this build because I believe that y'all really gonna enjoy this build. Like I said, I'm gonna keep working on it. So here you go. Yo, so man, first of all, you're gonna start with Fireball, which is gonna be the enchantment effect. You know what I'm saying? Direct damage from skills applies burn, which is you're gonna need, as you saw in the when I was killing the bosses. Then you're gonna go to your basic, which is gonna be Spark. This is your main thing. Launch a bolt of lightning that attacks an enemy full time, dealing set amount of damage. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna want to max that out. Then you're gonna get the enhanced Spark. Each time Spark hits, I'm sorry. Each time Spark hits its primary target, it has a 40% chance to hit up to 3 additional enemies, dealing a set amount of damage. If there are no other enemies hit, Spark instead deals 20 increased damage to its primary target, which is something you're gonna need. Then you're gonna get Glint Spark. Spark grants 2% increased critical strike chance per cast for 5 seconds, up to 8%. This is your basic. This is the one that you're gonna be spamming left, right, and center. Now we're going to our core skills, which is the one that's gonna provide us with stun. Vulnerable ice shards. Launch 5 shards that deal set amount of damage, deals 25% increased damage to frozen enemies. You're gonna max this out again. You know what I'm saying? Because this is gonna be the one that applies the vulnerable out of all your statuses. You're gonna get that enhanced ice shards. Then you're gonna get the destructive ice shards. The enhanced ice shards have a 40% chance to ricochet to another enemy. Ice shards always ricochet off frozen enemies. Then you're gonna get destructive ice shards. Hitting an enemy with 5 ice shards in a single cast makes them vulnerable for 2 seconds. Then you're gonna get that devastation. Your maximum mana is increased by 9. You're gonna want to max this out that because you already, you're using a sorcerer, you use a lot of magic. So you want to stack that magic, you know what I'm saying? Which is what you really want. Then you're gonna get this elemental dominance. You're gonna max it out too. Your core and mastery skills deal 9% increased damage when cast above 50, which you're always gonna do because of the malignant harder and all that stuff. Then you're gonna go to the defensive skills, which are gonna be your lifesavers. First one is elemental attunement. You're gonna max that one out. Critical strikes have up to 50% chance to re-stretch cooldown. This one's gonna reset a lot of your defensive skills, specifically the flame shield, which is gonna be like your number one defense skill because that's the one that's gonna give you the life back. See the flame shield, you know what I'm saying? Engulf yourself in flames for 2.5 seconds, burn the surrounding enemies for a set amount of damage. I really got it maxed out because of the item, but you only really need like one because like I said, you're gonna use the last piece, the enhanced flame shield. Of course, you gotta get it to move on. Flame shield grants 25% movement, you'll move faster. And then the shimmering flame shield. Flame Shield heals you for 50% of your missing life, which is, like I said, you're going to be popping that a lot instead of the potions. That's going to really be helping you a lot. Plus, I've noticed that's the one that I usually get when the other talent. And then you're going to have Teleport, which is going to be your lifesaver. Every time you teleport, left, right, and center, it's gonna literally save you in these battles. Plus, you do some damage with it. Like right now, I'm doing like 5,000 damage. The cooldown is pretty fast, 7 seconds if I'm not mistaken. Sometimes you get lucky with the other skills, it'll reset this, but really this, you only want one. I got it maxed out because of an item. You know what I'm saying? The enhanced version is a must to move on. Teleport decreases cooldown by zero point 0.5 seconds per enemy hit up to 3 seconds, which is dope. Shimmer and teleport. After teleporting, you gain 30% damage jokes for 3 seconds, which again is very, very helpful and it makes you tanky. Then we're gonna go to our conjuring skill. This skill right here is gonna throw that little lightning spear. This is the one that's gonna stun you like crazy, bro. Like this one right here is like the one that's gonna activate the stun. You know what I'm saying? Conjure spear lightning that seeks out enemies for 6 seconds, then a set amount of damage. You're gonna max that out, kind of. You're gonna get the enhanced lightning spear after critical strike. Lightning spear gains a 5% increased stacking critical strike chance for its duration. Now you're gonna get this, the one you really want, the invoke lightning spear. Lightning spear stuns enemies for 2 seconds when critically striking, and yet this is gonna buff your enemies because of the way you're gonna have the Paragon board set up. You're gonna be doing mad damage. Then comes the mastery on skills. Spend mana to dominate. You know what I'm saying? Like this is where it's at. So first of all, you're gonna have the firewall. We're gonna use enchantment. Up to 25% chance when dealing burn damage to spawn 2 firewalls on a lucky hit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's getting you damage over time. Then we're gonna go to inner flames. It's gonna boost your pyromancy skills to 3% while you're at full health or healthy. That's what we call it, because injured is 30%. You know what I'm saying? Then you're gonna get either crippling flames and devouring flames. You're gonna get both of them. You're gonna max them out too. Your pyromancy skills have the 50% chance to immobilize enemies when you hit them. You know what I'm saying? This chance is double while you are healthy, basically while you're above 30% health. Then you're gonna get this one, which is gonna sync with the bottom one, the Devouring Blaze. You deal 21% increased critical strike damage against burning enemies. If they are also immobilized, this bonus is increased to 30%. The bottom one is gonna increase the top one. You know what I'm saying? Good combination. That's like I said, this is just like a passive part. You know what I'm saying? Then comes your ultimate, the juice winner, the one that when you hit that button, you're gonna deal mad damage. You know what I'm saying? This is also has like some passives. Here we go. Fairy Surge. Killing a burning enemy increases your mana regeneration by 30% for 3 seconds. You're always going to have enemies burning because of the fireball enchantment that's going to keep people burning. You know what I'm saying? So you'll eventually get all your mana. You deal with endless power. You deal increased burning damage to enemies for each second they remain burning up to 5% after 5 seconds. You know what I'm saying? This is just something, as you notice, I just gave it a 1. The other one I don't really like, just so I can move on to this, which I need, is called Warmth. Every 1 second you heal for 0.9% of your maximum life for each nearby burning enemy. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to always be in the action, having multiple enemies burn with all your skills. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to keep you alive. It's going to keep you tanky. Then we're going to go. I actually skipped one. My mistake. I'm going to have to go back and show you. So basically, it's Esu's ferocity. Your fire critical strike damage is increased by 25% against enemies above 50% life. Your critical strike chance is increased by 5% against enemies below 50% life. Killing an enemy with the both buffs grants both bonuses against all enemies for 3 seconds. Alright, so now I'm gonna come back to this ultimate skill that I skip, which is the unstable currents. This is the bread and butter one that I keep talking about, the one that you stacking up, that you blowing. Man, I say bread and butter all the time, matter of fact, man. I'm contradicting myself. But this is the man right here. Lightning surges within you for 10 seconds. Whenever you cast shock skill, a random core conjuration and mastery shock skill is also cast. Now I mean, this is going to also speed you up, as you can see right here. Prime unstable current. Unstable currents increases your attack speed for 25% while active. So you're going to be blazing the ultimate like crazy. Then you're going to get that supreme unstable currents. While unstable currents is active, Kraken energy continuously pulses and consumes no charges. This skill is OP. Alright, so when it comes to the Paragon board, I'm going to take it a little different. I'm on level 76, so I only got 3 Paragon boards. I got the non-physical damage one that you get in the beginning. I have a fire one, which is my second one, and then I have a lightning one. I start out with 3. Basically, I go into most of my, because I'm gonna talk basically about the glyphs and the legendaries. So on my stuff, like I basically went mostly intelligence, as you can see here, because this is a sorcerer's build, and intelligence stacks your damage on your skills. You know what I'm saying? So you're really gonna want to go into that. And basically, that's how I'm gonna do it. So I'm just gonna do it real quick to give you the legendaries, show you the all the glyphs, and then we can go from there. The first one you get is Burning Instinct, which gives you 40% of your critical strike damage, plus you get 5% for every 20 intelligence that you stack up on your board. This is incredible. Alright, so the next legendary is Static Surge. Stunning close enemies restores 10 mana. This is going to be very helpful as you're a sorcerer and you use up a ton of mana. Alright, so now I'm going to talk about the glyphs, which is the Elementalist is the first one. Paragon knows within range gain set amount of bonus to the non-physical damage and damage reduction modifiers. Dealing fire, cold, or lightning, which is you're going to be doing, increases all damage you deal to them by 5% for 10 seconds, stacking once per element. Alright, so we gonna get into the second glyph, which is on my second board. It's called the Flame Feeder. For every 5 dexterity purchase within range, you deal set amount of increased damage to burning targets. You deal with 10% increased direct damage to burning enemies. You know, if you have the additional bonuses, which is I think it's 25% dexterity. But yeah, this is gonna help you out a bunch because you always have the fire on. To me, this is like one of the good glyphs right here. It's called Exploit. For every 5 dexterity purchase within range, you deal X increased damage to vulnerable targets. I don't want to say mine like number, like you saw it said you deal 2.3%. That increases because of the you can level up the glyphs. Anyways, dealing damage to a vulnerable enemy increases your damage by 1% for 6 seconds up to 10%. That one's I ain't get it because I'm still working on this glyph, but I'm gonna work on that one. This one's good for the vulnerable, and it's gonna help you out a lot. So the first thing I'm gonna do is talk about the aspects, and I'm gonna go on with the helmet. I have bubble. When hit while not healthy, magical bubble is summoned around you for 5 seconds while standing in the bubble. Players are immune. Can occur once every 90 seconds. This is one of your defensive aspects. I'm gonna do half offense, half defensive. And now we're going to check out this chest piece. For the chest piece, same thing, intelligence. I have damaging an elite enemy as my aspect. Grants you a barrier absorbing up to bunch of damage for 10 seconds. This effect can happen once every 30 seconds. This is going to be another one of your defensive and most helpful aspects. Now let's talk about these gloves. So on these gloves, same thing, intelligence, and I got crit chance. This is where I'm gonna put the crit chance. Oh, I didn't have it on this one, my bad. So basically, I have as an aspect, you do 34% more damage to immobilize, stunned, or frozen enemies, which is gonna happen a lot with all the things that are going on in your build. Now we're getting into these pants. In the other one, I said, the crit chance, but get the crit chance on the glove, please. Now with the pants, yes, you can see I got the intelligence and the aspect as basic skills grant 20% damage reduction for 5 seconds. I don't really know the name of these aspects, that's why I just read them out, so just look for them. I forgot the name of the aspects, my bad. For the legs, I have intelligence again. In the aspect, I have the stun effect. When there are at least 5 close enemies, stun them for 3 seconds. This can occur once every 20 seconds, more damage. So now I'm going to talk about the staff. On the aspect for the staff, you get double because it's a staff. So I have Essus Ferocity. Well, not really Essus Ferocity, it's something else. While both bonuses from Essus Ferocity's key passive or active, your attack speed is increased by 98%, which you're going to be spitting mad damage. So let's talk about this amulet. On the amulet, you're able to put an aspect and a malignant heart, which came in season 1. Try to get intelligence and movement speed, because this is where you're gonna get some movement speed buffs from. So basically, as my aspect, I got you gain 0.75 increase armor for 4 seconds when you deal any form of damage, stacking up to 45 point something percent. And then Wrathful Heart, critical strikes and all subsequent damage within 3 seconds is absorbed by your target. This is the bread and butter. Again, I'm saying it again a lot. Then the absorbed damage erupts onto surrounding enemies. Stored damage is increased by 14% per second. This is gonna cause that explosion that's gonna eliminate everybody. For my first ring, I focus, as you can see, critical strike damage. Then as my aspect, I got the ice shards aspect, so I can shoot more. Ice shards pierce 4 times, dealing 20% less damage per subsequent enemy hit than my malignant heart is a vicious heart. For each unique element, which I deal multiple unique elements, you deal damage with you deal 12%, sorry, but you deal 12% increased damage for 11 seconds. Basically, this is like stun, vulnerable, chill. I deal all of that, burn, all of that. I deal all of that. Now, for my last ring, again, I'm gonna put critical strike chance and lightning damage. Aspect deals 7.5 increased damage for each second. You stand still up to 30%, and the malignant heart is you gain 80% critical strike damage, but you lose non-critical strike damage basically 41%. And this is my video, guys, so check it out. Leave a comment below on what I need to improve. I know I need to improve on the delivery of this video. And it's your boy Kyle.